Hello, I'm Barry Shore, Professor Emeritus at the University of New Hampshire and Head of Content Development here at SSGI. What does it mean to be a good leader? The stereotype of a good leader, according to the classic management book Good to Great by Jim Collins, often underestimates the approach taken by great leaders. The stereotype of a good leader, moreover, is a person who is always in control, confident, and decisive. Yes, followers can be told what to do, and the results are often assured, but in the long run, that style of leadership is not sufficient to deliver better than average or even great performances. To explore the difference between good and great leaders, it helps to distinguish between management and leadership. Kuntz and O'Donnell suggest that managers plan, organize, staff, direct, and control. These functions are considered universal because every manager relies on them daily, regardless of their position in the organization's hierarchical structure and regardless of the industry they serve. But leaders do more than manage, much more. They have a vision of how to move their teams and their organizations forward. They are adaptive to changes within or outside the organization and are skilled at shaping their teams to meet not only the needs of the organization, but also the interests of those on the team. While there are many styles of leadership expressed in the leadership literature, there are four that tend to dominate. They include authoritarian, democratic, agile, and transformational. First, an authoritarian style is similar to what some would refer to as an autocratic style. In fact, it shares many characteristics with the stereotype of a good leader described by Collins. Here the leader is singularly focused on getting the job done and does not dwell on followers or their needs. They exclude rather than include. These leaders make all the decisions, and one advantage is that an authoritarian style can save time. In an emergency, or when the completion of a task is under pressure, getting it done can crowd out other concerns. So, an authoritarian style does have its place among the many leadership styles. Second, a democratic style contrasts the exclusion of an autocratic style with inclusion. Those who practice a democratic style share many characteristics. They create an inclusive workplace. They are comfortable rolling up their sleeves and engaging followers at many levels. They are team-oriented and view their followers as peers. They are open to new ideas. They move past conflict by working with their followers to negotiate differences and reach a consensus. And they are flexible and capable of changing their views. Most important is that it is a style that has proven to deliver better long-term outcomes. Most organizations are in a constant state of adaptation, change, and improvement. An agile style is one in which the leader is capable and skilled in managing within this environment. These leaders are, above all, flexible. When plans do not unfold as expected, they change direction. When markets change, when competitors change, they are flexible. And when issues arise among those on the team, they respond quickly. But aren't most of us flexible? Aren't most of us willing to change? Not really. It is the human condition to prefer the status quo. Resisting change, in fact, is the norm. So, to guard against this instinct, a great leader develops those skills that can help them and their team accommodate, if not welcome, change. Transformational leadership is a process of social influence that can inspire positive change in followers. Leaders often find themselves in a position where the organization, including both its human and physical resources, is out of step with organizational needs, the action taken by competitors, or the changing preferences of its customers. For this reason, there is a gap between what should be and what is. The transformational leader understands the capabilities, skills, and interests of followers and works with them to make the changes necessary to close that gap. Here is another important point. While Agile and transformational leaders may emphasize a slightly different focus, the foundation of both is a democratic leadership style. As you can imagine, no single style is best. Certainly, no single style is best in all situations. They all have redeeming qualities. Even the authoritarian model has a value when a crisis occurs and there is little time to engage in a more democratic, inclusive, or adaptive style of leadership. So style depends upon the situation. Another way to say this is that we borrow from each of the styles to fit the situation. For example, a democratic style might work best when infection rates in the emergency department of a hospital have increased and it is important to engage the entire healthcare staff. Or it might be beneficial to follow a transformational style when the customer service team at an international airline must implement a new customer service process that is quite unlike the one that had been in use for over a decade. Good leaders are flexible, or we might say agile, and refrain from relying on one dominant style. But we all bring a dominant style of leadership to our work. What is important, however, is that we need to be aware of that style and capable of adapting to others. So, how do we practice? We could identify one aspect of that style that would benefit from new skills, then for several weeks, practice improving when the circumstances are appropriate. For example, if democratic leadership style skills need addressing, one approach would be to spend more time listening. Repeat or paraphrase what the other person has said. Ask if you understand their position, then take steps to resolve any differences that remain. If you need to work on an agile style, again, practice flexibility. If one approach fails to work, try another. If you need to work on a transformational style, focus on how you can help the team better accept a recent change. Take into consideration the reasons they might be reluctant. Resist the temptation to simply justify the change and expect them to follow. Engage them in the process. In short, leadership is not a destination, but a journey. For most of us, it takes hard work. Indeed, improvement cannot be expected over a short period of time. It will take time, but it will happen. To support this journey, SSGI offers an online certificate course in leadership called Basic Leadership. Here are the topics covered. In addition, SSGI offers a more advanced course in leadership, which comes with full certification. As we have just suggested, leadership needs to be practiced. Just reading about it will not be enough. So these courses conclude with a chapter on how to practice these new skills and how each person can develop their own continuous improvement plan. In the basic course, you take an exam and are awarded a certificate of completion. But in the more advanced course, after passing a comprehensive exam, you will earn SSGI's certification in leadership. In addition to these leadership courses, SSGI also offers a full complement of courses in process management and leadership. For more information on our leadership and other courses, click below.